Please give us a brief introduction.
Sir, I am Ashish Kumar Paikare. I am from Khordha district. I am completed my graduation in BSc Botany as my honors subject. I am currently working as a junior assistant in Department of Higher Education. My optional subject is agriculture and forestry.
You introduction टा देने
Sir.
अपना देखते कौन है पर कोरुचन ठीक है hobbies start क्या ऐड करेंगे और achievements start करेंगे my hobbies include and achievements इधर है अपना कोई पर last की and these are my achievements अपना UGC net qualify करते हैं जहाँ भी achievement है बारह का formula को दो चुन ठीक है सेटा ठीक है and okay so you said that you have done your graduation.
Yes, sir. I have completed my graduation.
You have not done post-graduation?
No, sir.
Okay, right. So already you are in a government job?
Yes, sir.
So if I ask you the question that nowadays there is so much unemployment, you already have a secure government job. Why are you interested in another government job?
Sir, firstly, it's a higher scale. I am in class Group C, 1900 grade pe, and this is even class 1 or even class 2 job, gazetted job also. Secondly, I have learned some that in a government job, if you are a class 1 or even gazetted employee, you can have a command on different things that you can do on your own. You can also do something for the society. I'm not saying that a class 3 employee cannot do something, but as a gazetted employee you can do on your own. You have the decision making power. So I have some test, and also thirdly I have a passion from my childhood that to get a government job, a gazetted job.
Okay, so tell me what are your hobbies?
So my hobby is cemented pot making.
Cemented?
Pot making.
Pot?
Yes, sir.
How you make that using wheel or how?
There are frames there on which we have to put cement and other things. So this will make the cemented pot.
And what you do after that, making the pot? I mean, what is the use of those pots?
Normally we use for myself, but not for the business purpose. But I have not started for my business purpose because it is my hobby. But some financial crisis made me to make it a business for some part of time in my when I was preparing for it. After I get a job, I have even lack of time for it, so I have quit it. Only I am making on the request of the people. If someone requests me to make for them for a plantation or for keeping water on it, so I will make it. Otherwise, I have very little time after service.
So suppose there is a neighbor who basically wants in the summer season, okay, the cows, okay, and all who are in the street to give them water. So he's asking you to make a cement, pot or a vessel for that. So what are the, what is the advice you will give him and how to clean it? Okay, that means water will always be there in that for the cows and other animals also.
Yes, sir.
So after some time, moss can also develop and it will not be very healthy for the animals. So what are the precautions that you will ask the person to take?
Firstly, we have to make it not so rough or not so even finished one, so that moss will not develop in it. Again, we can make some Asian paints type weather coating inside that, so that moss will not develop. As we are using in the on the outside of the house, there are paints we are nowadays coming in on the market. Again, we have to suggest that after 5 to 7 days we have to clean it with the bleaching powder, so that the algal will not develop in it.
Okay. So you have taken forestry and agriculture.
Yes, sir.
As your optional.
Yes, sir.
Why? What is the reason for these two optionals?
First thing, sir, I am a botany graduate, but these two subjects are a good combination in forest service. for the on the basis of mark that is we have get from it. Good mark is coming, and secondly the botany syllabus along with the agriculture and forestry syllabus is not much similar, but with agriculture it is very much similar to it. Thirdly, botany is not so mark fetching as from the previous year data, so I have taken it.
Okay. So tell me something about your home district. From which district you come from?
I am from Khordha district, sir.
Tell something about Khordha.
Khordha district is, and as the city Bhubaneswar is in it, the capital of Odisha. So the educational status of the people is very much high compared to other districts. The male and female population is also good, about 80 to 90%. Second thing is we have. I am also from a Paika community. So I am also from the hometown. My hometown is Khordha. So there is a Baruni, which is also the fort of the Paikas, and the current king of the Puri, who is previously called as the king of Khordha. Thirdly, Khordha is also 2 to 3 wildlife sanctuaries like Chandaka Dampada, which is famous for elephant, Chilika, which is for migratory birds. The fourth thing is we have a very wide variety of culture, as Bhubaneswar is called the temple city of the of Odisha and even from India. Fifth is the economic status is also of Khordha district is very good, because most of the people are not dependent on the agriculture. Their secondary or tertiary sector like service or even manufacturing sector is very much developed in this district.
Okay. So tell me one thing. What are some of the problems that you find in your district? Not common problems like unemployment, etc., which is found everywhere. I am asking for particular problems of your district.
Sir, mainly the mining, which is very illegal mining that is being facing out in our district. Most part of the district, even the mining and illegal trafficking of prawn. These are we are facing. Mining areas.
Trafficking of
Prawn.
Okay.
That we call Chungudi Gheri, which is very prominent in the Chilika region, Banpur, Balianta, Banpur and Chilika region, these two blocks, and other blocks except Balianta, Balipatna, the rest 7 to 8 blocks, these are also very facing mining, illegal mining, sand quarry, mining of different Sairat sources like red sandstone, morom, and Mankada Pathar. These are the common problem in our district. Police is also trying to catch those people, but they are not getting sufficient amount of success in those areas. Even Tapang, where the sand mining, stone which is illegally been destroyed, these areas are under Jagannath Temple administration, but they are unable to find any solution of it. These are the basic problems.
So you are preparing for the Odisha Forest Service. You tell me something about the forests in Khordha. Are there any major forests in Khordha district?
Sir, our district is mainly divided into two regions like Laterite division and Alluvial division. 7 to 8 blocks are under Laterite division. So normally dense forest type is non-moderate type. Unable to recall this type of forest. Mainly sal species is very prominent in these regions, and plantation of eucalyptus, mango, neem, these types of tree which are very prominent in our region, where plantation of cashew nut, which is about 60 to 70%, where the non-mined area, even as it is a laterite subdivision, so lateritic divisions mainly favorable for cashew nut plantation. So Government of Odisha under cashew nut, State Cashew Nut Development Board, it has planted many areas with cashew nut. So these are giving very fruitful, beneficial as it is a cash crop. Other regions in our area, normally neem and other like trees, neem, bamboo, these types of trees are very prominent in our region.
Okay. So tell me about some non-timber forest produce of Khurda.
Non-timber mainly cashew nut, and other thing is in some part of it rubber plantation is going on, but it is not very prominent. Rather, cashew nut is giving huge amount of revenue to the Government of Odisha, and from other subdivisions of the state, Khurda district is giving highest revenue in case of non-timber.
Okay. Okay. We have Kendu plantations here in Khurda.
Kendu,
leaf?
so Kendu leaf is not here.
It is related with which district?
Keunjhar, that is Mayurbhanj, Sambalpur.
So now coming to some current affairs. So can you tell me all the events in which India has won medals in the Olympics?
In
Olympics.
men's hockey, it has got the bronze. Neeraj Chopra had got in javelin throw the gold. That is sign. In badminton, it has also got a bronze India back to back. Before it, PV Sidhu got silver previous Olympics, and this Olympics she got bronze. Even wrestling, Bajrang Punia, what I could remember, I think Bajrang Punia got bronze in it. Another one in 65 kg, I am unable to recall his name, but he has also got bronze.
So how many total medals you have won in this time?
This time 2 silver and 5 bronze.
Okay, total 7 medals.
7 medals.
Okay. So our population is comparable to that of China.
Yes.
China always comes as number 1 or within top 3 in the Olympics.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the reason? Same population we are having, but we are not getting proper, medals, and very less medals we are getting. On the other hand, China is getting so many medals. Any particular reason according to you?
So the first thing is that we have ethnic differentiation from those people. They are from Chinese people, or even we are Indian. We are body construction and other things also so much different from those people. Second thing is China is also focusing on their population for the Olympic game. You have seen in the news that China's president has said that if you are not winning any gold, then even if you got a bronze or silver, you will not be credited in our country. Thirdly, India is not even very much focusing in it. As we have seen in hockey, that the Hockey Federation of India is not focusing on hockey, that our beloved CM Sri Naveen Patnaik ji is being praised by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha throughout even the country, that he has given a very much chance to hockey, and hockey has now developed, and even we have almost got the 2 bronze medals, and even we are very much similar to the very much close to the gold medal, because very little effort of our beloved CM Naveen Patnaik. These types of things, even India is not very much focusing in other sports as you have focusing in the cricket. Even other sports facilities like Sports Authority of India is not giving proper remuneration to those people, and people are not even not encouraging those other sports like cricket. It is the main cause, I think.
Okay, fine. So you have taken forestry and agriculture
Yes, sir.
as your optional.
Yes.
Sure. So suppose you have joined the Odisha Police Service and in your district Khordha, some technical committee has been formed to see what are the possibilities of developing better methods of irrigation in Khordha. And they have come to you for advice. What advice will you give them that what is the current situation of irrigation in Khordha and what type of irrigation would be better for a district like Khordha? Should canal irrigation or what is the current generally what is the major irrigation mode which is used in your district, and if you want to change it or to have a better efficient system, okay, so they want some tips from you. So what will you tell them?
Sir, as I have told, our district is divided in two divisions, and one is alluvial division like Balianta, Balipatna, Chilka and Banpur, and other 6 like Khordha, Jatni, Bolgod, Begunia, Tangi, Bhubaneswar. These are under laterite subdivision. These regions mainly need water deficiencies in these 6 subdivisions. Rather, those 4 subdivisions which have alluvial, they have even water, very much water is available as river is going in those beds of the farmers agricultural fields. So it is not a very huge problem of water in those areas. For these 6 blocks, I will suggest that the canal irrigation is currently going on, but it is not from land to land. It is only a canal is been going on across those lands, and we have to put as it is a laterite soil, it is not holding the water. So I will say that lift irrigation will be a better efficient thing in those areas. Channels should be done so that proper irrigation should reach to each and every plot and or the farmland of each farmer. Motors like in Punjab, we have seen the solar motor pumps. These can be provided so that as a lateritic soil we have a very undulating surface, ups and downs. So solar motors should be given. Now they have also given us, those farmers, we have village farmer committee, they have given us the iron channel so that we can block the water and this water will flow to our different farmlands, but it is not very efficient. We should have given solar motor pumps, and channels should be given to each farmland so that water will reach each farmland. It is not the case of alluvial soil. It is a undulating surface. So water scarcity throughout the year is there. These types of things can be done.
Okay. What about micro irrigation? What is the feasibility of micro irrigation? And if it is not feasible, then in which areas micro irrigation can be used?
Micro irrigation are for those areas arid and semi-arid areas. In our areas also micro irrigation will be feasible, but the lateritic soil in our region, it is not so efficient. So every crop is not efficient in our area also. Like some crops like eucalyptus, even cashew nut, these types of things are very much efficient in our area. Only paddy and wheat can be grown, even moong dal. These are some crops which require micro irrigation, and micro irrigation in these types of species will be beneficial in our area.
Okay. So what are the main problems of agriculture in Odisha? Why our farmer is poor? Why we are not comparable with, let's say, the Punjab, the farmer of Punjab or Haryana who are mainly average, they are quite rich. What are the problems in agriculture in Odisha?
So mainly small and marginal farm holding in Odisha is the main cause. for which we are not even able to use farm machineries. We have huge population which are depending on only on agriculture. Rather, agricultural land is even being fragmented and even converted to different for non-agricultural purpose like different building making and other infrastructure. Fourthly, we have only doing a single crop in a year, monocropic, where in Punjab and other regions we have many crop in a year. Fifthly, the irrigation is not sufficient in our area. Even the government is not focusing to give proper irrigation to throughout to every land and every farmer's plot. These are the basic reasons. Fifth, even we can say that the farmer of Odisha is primarily poor. They are not have not processing unit. Mandis are not working properly. They have even different paddy and crops that has been destroyed in their mandis, which is not even taken by the government. Before it is being destroyed. These are the main things. So
now, suppose you join the Odisha Forest Service, okay, and you are asked to select a particular person for an important post. There are two candidates. One candidate is very efficient, but he is not honest. One other candidate is very honest, but he is not efficient. Okay, he cannot get the work done. So whom will you choose among these two and why? You understood the question?
yes, sir.
Yes, there are two candidates. You have to choose them for a very important post. Okay, they will work under you. One candidate is very efficient, but he is not at all honest. Another candidate is very honest, but he is not efficient. So, whom would you choose and why?
I will choose the second one, like who is honest but efficiency is very low. I think his efficiency can be improved as he joined the government service, because the study is one thing and the in-service thing is other thing, because the people contact is there. As he is honest, he will not do any corruption things, but the efficiency can be improved of the second one. But the first one, he is not honest for the first thing. He will always see a corruption minded and even always see money from those people who are coming to it. So that he may not be, his efficiency may be decreased after that once he get money.
Okay. So you are interested for a career in forest service. So what are the major issues that forests in India are facing now related to forests? What are the major problems?
So the first thing is forest fire. This is the major problem nowadays, as we have seen in the Similpal Forest Reserve and other areas also. The second thing is the plantation, dying of the plantation. The plantation is being given in the onset of monsoon, we have planting, but the plantation is not growing. It is dying, so that the field is again barren and we have to give additional amount for it so that plantation will be done. The third thing is grazing in our grazing area in non-forest regions. This is very high, so that the people grazing and browsing of the small plantlets is done by the goats and cows. Fourthly, the honesty of the forest officers. We have seen many cases that the forest officers are not honest, even most of the amount is not been audited, so that they have even those areas even barren and they are getting the amount in their pocket. The fifth thing is unable to remember. the four things. I'm unable to recall those words.
Okay, understand. So, what is the main, reason that there is man-animal conflict, okay, in the forests, and what steps the government has taken to, to stop this man-animal conflict?
Man-animal conflict is due to the decreasing forest areas. Although in Odisha and even in India we are targeting 33% forest cover, but it is very much less for normally we have man-animal conflict in tiger, in elephant. This requires huge forest area. It is even 33% cover is not enough for those populations of elephant and tiger, even other wildlife. Second things, the trains making is not good. People are the trains are being damaged by the people who are illegally entering the forest land for forest produce. The third thing is patrolling. Patrolling in those forest areas is not good. Even people are unable to get a help from a forest officer, even phone number or other things, they are unable to contact them. The fourth thing is money. The money we are unable to give a trains or even patrolling to village forest guards. In those villages we have to deploy forest officials. Even Gramarakhi, he is also very much efficient to connect to the forest department with those villagers. These are the basic problems I think. Government of Odisha has taken, like poster have been emerged in those areas where the elephant or crossway or even wildlife crossway. Green corridors are being developed so that these animals will go in that way only. The third thing is developing forest species like Jagannath Banikaran projects, Kyampa and other things, so that we are developing new forest areas of those mined out areas or even barren lands. We have developed many forest areas so that the wildlife will not come into the urban or even rural areas. These are things.
Oh, fine. So that will be the end of the interview. Thank you.